Anytime you're dealing with rideshare driving or working in a gig economy, whether delivering for Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, or hauling passengers around like many of us do, one thing remains constant. When walking in a room full of vultures, the best way to avoid getting eaten is not to look like food. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim, out here taking trips, as you might guess. We're talking about clothing. Does clothes make the man? Not looking like food helps avoid getting eaten. The reason I'm giving these riddles off is oftentimes one of the things that can bring nefarious activity to your doorstep is how you are dressed. Looking like food can lead to you getting eaten. This is in regards actually to a Daily Mail article I saw titled, "I'm a female Uber Eats driver. I dress as a man to feel safer." In the era of pronouns in the LGBT community, that shouldn't surprise anybody. But this Uber Eats driver, a nice looking female, by the way, this is in Canada, but she's an Egyptian-born Canadian citizen. So she's born in Egypt and she now lives in Canada. But she is doing deliveries at night, and she does not feel safe as a woman, but feels safer when she dresses up as a man. Now, she really is wearing a mask and all kinds of shit, so it would be difficult to know what gender she is just looking at her because she's covered up. But I don't know how well that'll work in a Canadian summer, which it can be warm outside. Right now, I'm in the Midwest and it's damn near 90 degrees outside. You're not going to be able to get away with changing genders like that right now in these temperatures. But I wanted to bring this to you because we often talk about how dangerous rideshare driving is for females. It really is. Hell, it's dangerous for men too, but certainly for females because you add the additional element of being sexually assaulted. Drivers do get raped. Passengers do get raped. You don't hear that happening as much as with male drivers, although there are drivers that get grabbed on. My veteran drivers in the comments, men, have you ever been groped, grabbed on, or touched by a passenger? Talking about the men in the comments, not just the women, but some of you guys. Yours truly, I have been grabbed. I have been touched. Driving like I am now, I had a passenger sitting behind me, an inebriated female, white girl, blonde girl. All of a sudden, a white hand came up from under my armpit. She was going to try to, I guess, massage my pecs or whatever the hell may be. Folks complimenting the size of your arms and shit like that. So we all get it. But dressing up as someone that looks undesirable to maybe a criminal or a nefarious character, dressing up as a man, do you think that would work? Now, I've said also, in addition to changing genders, which is some shit I never thought about, but I've often said, do not wear valuable jewelry, watches, don't have all types of upgrades on your vehicle. Like I said, looking like food. If you don't want to get eaten, don't look like food. I mean, when I say walking into a room full of vultures, everybody we deal with is a stranger. So every single passenger you get, every trip you're on, you're working with something that could potentially be a vulture looking for a meal. So understand it is very important in regards to how you dress. Certainly for my folks driving at night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, when I used to do the after club crowd, I don't drive after hours anymore. Like I said, nothing happens after midnight. But like this woman in this story says, she makes more money at night. So if you're out driving at night, what I used to do in addition to keeping my ass armed at all times, dress in dark colors. I dress in dark colors because if for some reason you're out of your vehicle or something and you need to get the drop on someone or you need to hide from some drama, you blend in better. Don't wear bright clothes at night. That's just my advice. Maybe you think it's bullshit. Feel free to state it in the comments. But when I'm out at night, I dress like those who might be out committing capers. I mean, just serious. You wearing a hoodie and all of that kind of shit, People are less likely to come at you as opposed to you out here driving at 2 in the morning dressed like Mr. Furley, for all you guys old enough to know the reference. You know, looking like a geek, looking like a simp. I'm just telling you, how you dress can play a part in regards to how people are coming at you. You know, people look at you and decide if you hip to the street, whatever the case may be, how you talk when they're in your ride, all of that shit. Listen, if you come from the hood, you know what the hell to do. In my opinion, hell, if you're a white guy, put up a couple of those don't tread on me snakes in your vehicle or some shit like that. Some Smith & Wesson signs, whatever the hell you got to do. You know what you need to do to get the message across that you are an FAFO, fuck around and find out kind of guy. I just believe that might convince maybe a small minority of folks that you ain't the one. Nevertheless, some of these cases, this shit happens and they not even in your car. Like the story I did in Chicago where the 18-year-old and the juvenile jumped out on the driver, 70-year-old man, and beat him up, pistol whipped him and took his damn car. So shit can happen no matter what you do, but you want to reduce the odds and help yourself out. Last but not least, before I end the video, that story I had done 2 videos on out of El Paso, where the 48-year-old woman shot the driver because she thought he was taking her ass into Mexico. He died. He did officially die. So they did upgrade the assault with a deadly weapon charge on the 48-year-old woman, Phoebe Copus, I think her name was. They upgraded it to a murder charge. So that Lyft driver did lose his life. Stay safe out here, folks. Let your boy know in the comments. Do you dress in any sort of manner for what we're doing? Obviously, for my smart, savvy drivers who keep their defensive tools on you, maybe you have to dress a certain way so you can keep that heat in your pocket, on your ankle, in your hip, wherever the hell you packing. But let me know in the comments. Do you dress a certain way to make this gig more effective, more safe, more lucrative for you? Let your boy know in the comments. As always, subscribe to the damn channel. See you in the next video.